Welcome back to Houston Life. You know, our city loves a good food festival, so we always appreciate someone who can share their culture in an authentic way.
Absolutely. So Chopped and Stewed 2023 is all about West African culture. So get this, food, music, dance. And the chef we have to thank for all of it is joining us in studio today. Please welcome Ope Amosu from ChòpnBlọk in Post Houston. Welcome to Houston Life.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's so great to see you. We have a million mutual friends. Houston is such a small world, right? So tell us about ChòpnBlọk before we get into the festival, because if you've been down to Post Houston, many of our viewers may have eaten at your restaurant, but it all began as just a pop-up.
Yeah, it was a pop-up in 2018, had our first one. I had the vision for it in 2017. So about 5 years, I was kind of living a dual life of an oil and gas executive as well as, launching a concept. But ChòpnBlọk it's a mission-driven concept, and our purpose is just to share the beauty of West African culture through food that reshapes society's daily routine.
Now, you say part of that dual life, you were working as an executive, but you were also doing some research of your own, and you tell people you were actually working at Chipotle because you were kind of observing and learning everything you could. You can't get more hands-on than that. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from one of my experiences in the energy space was like, you could only be as successful if you understood how the boots on the ground truly work.
There you are in your uniform.
Yeah, there I'm in the bathroom selfie. But, when it came to being able to create my own concept, I definitely wanted to be able to, really understand the operations, what it took to be successful in the restaurant space. And so I figured that was a really good blueprint to follow.
Yeah. Can we back up a little bit, though? You mentioned being an oil and gas executive. I'm sure we're not the first people to be surprised that you went from that industry to following your passion. That seems like maybe a bit scary, to leave a stable, successful career and sort of venture into the unknown. Why did you do it?
I was just really driven. I mean, for me, it was more about finding what I felt like my purpose truly was, and that was really being able to ultimately create a space where my culture could be more represented in just my daily routine and for others. So it was more of a passion, driven thing. And fortunately, I had years under my belt of working on the concept. So by the time it was time to make the transition, kind of de-risked it a little bit for me. So.
And you talk about how when you were first, launching this idea and it was just a pop-up, how you would go to anyone that would basically let you cook for them, you would do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't want to build it in a vacuum, right? Was getting real feedback, like working on recipes. I would hit up my cousins that lived in nice apartment complexes and see if I could take over their apartment complex,
Smart.
room for a little bit and just kind of, get food in front of as many people as possible.
How do you feel now that we talk about, Chipotle, we talk about you asking your cousins for favors, but now you're going full send on a festival. I mean, you have a big task of really sharing this West African culture with the city of Houston. How do you feel about that journey and really that responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, it's a mission-driven concept, so realistically, this has all been part of the vision, right? ChòpnBlọk is how we interact with people on a day-to-day basis, but it's also important how we get involved in the community. So being able to put together a program, I guess, of this scale that really wakes the community up, points Houston as the go-to destination on Nigerian Independence Day is all been part of the vision. Now, I didn't know how difficult it was going to be. We're realizing that right now, but that also makes the journey that much sweeter. So
I know you've been working so hard to make this happen, and you were telling Tessa and me during the break how it's all going to go down. So essentially, on September 30th, is that right?
September 30th. Yeah.
That's when it all begins, but this party goes all day and then goes into the night.
Yep, absolutely. So we start at 9 a.m. with Afro Vibes yoga, just some wellness experiences in the morning, and then we make our way into the afternoon where you have a market going on with 60+ vendors of the Diaspora. At the same time, too, you have a culinary village going on. We have our highlight of the event, which is a Chop Nation brunch after dark. I'll be cooking along 4 other acclaimed James Beard Award or nominated chefs, just to really kind of, show the best that the cuisine has to offer. And then we cap it all off at night with our Sounds of the Motherland Independence Celebration, which creeps into October 1st, which is Nigerian Independence Day. So It is going to be an extravaganza. If you stumble into Post for whatever reason, you're going to touch some of the culture that day before.
And you might be stumbling home, if you know what I mean.
Right.
It's a packed itinerary.
But what a venue to do it, because you are there. I mean, this is a place where you have found success. And if you haven't been to Post HTX, I mean, we always say this, but it is one of the best venues to have a party like this. So if people want more information, we're going to tell them all about it. The music, the food, the dancing, the yoga, it's all there.
It's all good stuff. And a reminder that ChòpnBlọk, you can visit them at Post HTX. Visit the restaurant. It is fantastic. Brandon and I have eaten at your restaurant, by the way. So a reminder, Chopped and Stewed 2023. The festival is happening September 30th, starting at 9 a.m. That's when yoga begins, and it kicks off all the festivities. It goes until 2 in the morning the following day at Post Houston. And for tickets and more info, as Tessa just mentioned, you can visit our website, houstonlife.tv.
And we are not done, because next we are going to give you scrambled eggs, a Nigerian twist on them, though. So, Chef Ope Amosu, thank you so much for talking about the festival with us. But now I really want you to show us about this egg sauce, which is a breakfast staple that you can eat with bread. You can eat it with plantains, yams. It's all there.
It can also be a meal all on its own. Ope is going to show us how to make it. Don't go away. Houston Life will be right back.
Classic.
We're back on Houston Life, and we've moved over to the kitchen with Chef Ope Amosu, the block captain at the critically acclaimed Houston hotspot ChòpnBlọk inside Post Houston, and the champion behind the upcoming Chopped and Stewed Fest 2023.
And today, Chef Ope, you're going to show us like a traditional, classic Nigerian dish. You have your own twist on it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But explain the dish and how is this normally eaten?
Yeah, so we're going to do some Nigerian egg sauce. I'll actually get it started, but essentially it's our version of scrambled eggs, but it's not basic, right?
Okay.
It's not basic.
Don't be basic.
Yeah, so if you can help me out with just chopping some of this shrimp up for me over there, Derek.
Okay, and this is what, roasted shrimp?
That's our Cameroon pepper seared shrimp.
Yeah.
Cameroon pepper?
Cameroon pepper seared shrimp, absolutely.
And then I butter these?
Yeah, if you can just butter some of that bread for me, Tessa.
Both sides or just one side?
Let's do both sides. Why
Okay.
not, right?
How
Why
finely
not?
do you want these chopped, by the way?
Just as finely as you can get it.
Okay, we have a lot of questions for you.
I know.
All good. I'm gonna throw in some of my secret ingredients on here. You can add that to the recipe if you want, but I like to add some corned beef into mine.
Okay.
And then, you know, a lot of West Africa was a British colony, so we've taken some of their stuff, such as their British baked beans. I'm gonna add that in there as well.
And is this something that in Nigeria traditionally would be eaten every single day? Or is it like a once in a while dish?
No, it's a common dish for sure. Now here we eat it a lot on the weekends, but it's definitely a common dish. It's just, you know, the way that we like to flavor our egg dishes.
And at the festival, it makes sense because you guys are doing kind of a brunch motif, right?
Absolutely. So all of the cultural ambassadors that we have, fortunately, have a lot of, you know, celebrity friends that are going to be coming as well. Yvonne Orji, Nneka Ogwumike, even I think Linnell Grant was here.
Oh, yes.
A couple episodes
We love
ago.
Linnell.
So yeah, they're. I don't know if it was the food that got them. So we're doing like our Chop Nation brunch,
Ooh.
which is a big highlight, similar to, you know, the Rock Nation brunch, but with our own flair on it. And that's the menu. I'm going to be cooking alongside 4 other, as I mentioned, acclaimed chefs, and it's all menu. The whole menu is brunch inspired by the
Did you say that this brunch, sorry to jump in, is served after dark?
After dark.
Brunch after dark.
Ooh,
dark.
more delicious. Okay, what are you doing with the eggs right now?
All right, so we're whipping these eggs. You know, we don't want to overwork them. I like the eggs to be a little loose,
Okay.
A little bit runny.
Okay.
See, this bread is toasting very well. Well done on buttering this
Oh,
bread.
thank you.
Nice
thank
golden.
you so much.
That
I've
looks
been
so
practicing.
good. It's like perfectly golden.
So we're gonna do it 2 ways, okay? So once this egg's almost ready, we're gonna go ahead and eat it the classic way.
Okay.
And then we're gonna eat it the way that I like to just add some razzle dazzle. All right.
Okay, a little razzle.
So the classic way, I gotta give a shout out. You see that bread right there?
This one right here?
That bread, yeah. Let's go ahead and grab that.
Okay.
That is our what we call agege bread.
Okay.
Agege bread is a province in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh.
And they're known for their bread. Now we didn't have to go all the way over there. We got good friends at Jolly Jolly Bakery on the southwest side of Houston.
Very cool.
And that's their prize right there. So we're gonna go ahead and take that to eat part of the eggs, and then the other ones I'm gonna go ahead and make a nice slate with it. So.
And Ope, isn't it nice, sorry Tessa
No, you're
to
fine.
jump in,
No, you're
but
fine.
the Nigerian community in Houston, we talked about the West African diaspora. The community is big and strong here in Houston.
Yeah, Houston has the largest. Actually, Houston has the largest West African community in the country, the largest Nigerian community in the country.
Awesome.
So, you know, we definitely got to represent.
So when you're cooking with all these chefs that are acclaimed, does it make you more nervous, or do you feel more inspired when you're doing it?
Oh no, I'm inspired. I've studied all these folks. It's been exciting, and you know I've gotten my pedigree along the way too.
Yeah,
so, you know it's all good.
You guys are all on the same level, and here's the recipe for the Nigerian egg sauce. If you can't see it, we've got the tomatoes going on, we've got some peppers, and obviously we're gonna put this all on the website for people. This is how I like my eggs. I don't like them too overcooked.
There you go. So I'm gonna put some of these eggs here.
Okay.
Tessa, if you want to go ahead and grab that bread.
Sure.
Literally, you're gonna eat with your hands. All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna take that right there.
Like the sound of
Just
that.
get a little scoop of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this one a little fancy schmancy. I'm gonna add some of this Liberian style collard green aioli.
Yum.
I've never had collard green aioli.
Oh yeah.
I love
well,
collard greens and I love aioli.
Today is the day, right?
I just pull it off.
Just pull it off. Break a
Okay.
piece. Leave a little bit.
Sure.
There you go.
The shrimp is ready for you, by the way.
Shrimp is ready. All right, great.
Okay. Here we go. Scoop. Ooh, it's hot, but I like it.
The bread is so soft, by the way.
I thought it was in slices, but nope. It's a pure loaf.
Supposed to be soft, stretchy. You know.
Oh wow.
You scoop it up with the bread?
There you go. That's the classic way to do it.
Oh, that's really good.
I'm gonna take some of the shrimp that you had working for me.
So no utensils.
Now, for what?
Claire.
You don't need
For what? Exactly.
for
Wow,
what?
that flavor is so nice.
Here we go there, and then we'll add a little bit of chive to this here.
Oh my gosh. Can we just hold this up so our viewers at home can see that?
It's
So we can get a
gorgeous.
nice shot before we take a break. Ope, thank you so much. Ope Amosu, go see him, go check out the festival. September 30th is when it all happens. And on our website, HoustonLife.tv is where you can find more information on the Chopped and Stewed Festival. Thank you so much for lunch.
I appreciate you. Thank y'all for having
brunch.
me. Absolutely.
Thanks,
Looking
Ope.
forward to seeing everybody at the festival.
Yeah.
See you there. All right.